Okay. As you can see, my attire. Actually, I'm recording this on the same day as the previous video. So for our today's topic is about self-proclaim. Okay, do you guys know what is self-proclaim? Atau in Malay kita cakap sesuka hati kau je claim kau ni ada benda yang tak patut ni. Means self-proclaim is something that you claim without being diagnosed by the professionals. Okay, as I mentioned before, we are going to talk about self-proclaims towards mental health issue. Okay, the cons of it. I would like to talk about the bad things about it. When you self-proclaim yourself, it's good when that you have the awareness to assess yourself by taking the online test and all. But as has been stated on the online test, it states over there that whatever they say is not accurate. The assessment is not 100% correct. You still have to seek for professional to get a appropriate diagnosis from them. So, do you think that having a self-proclaim towards mental health, it's good? Because this is based on what I see for the people that I've met. I know to differentiate between those who already been diagnosed with mental health and those who are not yet being diagnosed. Those who do not yet is the one who self-proclaim themselves. They speak much more louder as if what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be bad. Louder by mean is they exaggerating some stuff like depression and all. It's good for you to seek attention from others by self-proclaim yourself to make them aware that you are here in need of help. But there's a lot of people who are much more serious in this kind of depression. People like who self-proclaim themselves, they bring a different image to those people who already been diagnosed with mental health issue. Okay, did you guys understand what I'm trying to say in here? Number one, okay? This is number one. When you self-proclaim, did you know that the things like this happen to those has been diagnosed with mental health issues? Like the situation, okay? A depression person. Okay, no. I don't want to use depression because depression is too superficial and it might lead to confusion when you try to explain. Okay, I would like to use anxiety. Okay, anxiety. When someone is having an anxiety attack in the public, you know, their highest. You think that our society will not be thinking that way, like this way. What I'm gonna say, but it is actually happening. People were calling them exaggerating because they have met a few people who self-proclaim themselves when they say, I'm having a high social anxiety and blah 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 blah. When we were asked, oh you dah jumpa doktor ke? And they will say like, oh no, I check sendiri dengan diri I ni, I check on the internet. I'm having an anxiety disorder and all. So they was like, where actually in the reality you don't have the anxiety disorder. You just actually, maybe, I'm sorry to say this example, okay? You are actually having a low self-esteem in yourself that you don't know how to get over it. Yes, of course, anxiety people also have low self-esteem, but something is wrong in their chemicals in their body. But you are just fine, and sometimes you are actually doesn't want it to go outside because you are lazy, you are not, you don't want to try. But these people who having the anxiety disorder, they did try, they did everything, they did all of that, they tried. That's a different thing, but things are still happen to them. Okay, it's happened. This is like the stigma in our society. They will say like, oh, they're just exaggerating some stuff because of they've met few people who self-proclaim themselves who exaggerating stuff and they're just fine. This is bad. And what else? Okay, those who have anger management, who self-proclaim themselves as having a bipolar, a borderline disorder. Do you know that people would say like, oh, you can get mad at people sesuka hati you just because you have mental disorder. I met a few people who claim themselves just because they have anger management that they're having bipolar. Did you know that I've met someone with bipolar that I didn't know before until she took her time to tell me that, Aina, did you know that I have a bipolar? Okay, one day I went out with this girl. She asked me for help for her assignment, and then we went to go take a look for the stuff, and then on our way back, I was driving. She was like all fine that day. She was laughing and all and blah blah blah. And then suddenly inside the car, and then suddenly she became so sad and all. And then when I was took a U-turn, well, I was driving. Imagine I am the person who have no clue that she is having a bipolar, and has been going through a relapse progress. So she suddenly tell me that, Lita, did you know a thing about me? And it's like, what about you? What are the things about you? And then she said, I'm actually a bipolar disorder patient. And I was like, ah. And then I was never felt like this for quite a long time. I've stopped seeing my therapies and all, and I'm having my relapse. And that's why you've been, because I am that type of person who, like, when I see something off with someone, I will go to them and it's like, are you okay? And then if they want their privacy, I will just like, okay, I give you your privacy, and it's okay, I'm fine with it. But if you need some help, you can come to me. And this girl came, and then she tell me that she have bipolar. Can you even imagine how I feel? And then she felt that she at the state of she cannot control herself. That she asked me, wait, so she asked me, I've how do you feel when you found out that I am having bipolar? So my answer was, okay, there is nothing wrong with you having bipolar. And then she said she was ashamed to admit it, that she having bipolar, because people would judge her. One second, people would say she's just over dramatic and all, and she don't know how to tell people. The symptom has been going on for it. It's she the whole day we went out. She's trying her best to deliver the message to me, but she don't know how to deliver it. So she think now is the right time when we were in the car for me to focus on her when she want to say something. And do you know that what she said to me? She said to me that, do you still want to be my friend even though I am having a bipolar? Because I know no one's gonna be friends with a bipolar person or those who having a mental health issue. It took me a moment to think that, is it so bad to become someone who have a mental health issue? Because the last time I checked, having a mental health issue is not a sinful thing. It's just the same thing as a physical disease. Like if you have a diabetic, you have a heart problem, you have a kidney failure, you have leukemia. It's just a normal thing. You have a sick, yes, you have a sick, and then you came to other people. There's no wrong for you to accept people like that. I don't know about you, but come on, let's be the community who open to everyone. Having mental health is not a big deal. They just the same people like us who having a minor issue inside them, but they're still human. There's no wrong accepting them. So, like I said before, there's no wrong for you to be my friends. I will still be your friend, because if I am not becoming your friends, then who will? I don't want you to live alone in this world. This is not back in the old ages where you live in a cave alone by yourself. Now we are in a development country, so there's no way for you not to live with human. And it hit me hard when she said, "Do you still want to be my friend?" You see, those who love self-proclaim, this is what happened when you did that. This is how society perceive people who have mental health as exaggerating, over, and are not real. They are not real. This is what the society is focusing on. Well, actually, they are suffering. They need help. They need to be accepted by the society. That's why you need to diagnose yourself instead of self-proclaim. You can take the online test, and if you think the online test is quite high and it's severe, go to the government clinics. You go to the private sector also has been provided. But if you think you are moderate and you are not yet it's severe, but you don't want yet to go for seeking it, you think seeking a psychology or psychiatry is a major way for you. So go for a counseling, have a talk and see how. Maybe you find your way there. The counselor could assist you in a pathway which way you go. Sometimes you're just confused. You are not depressed. You're just stressed. You just stress over the things that you've been thinking you cannot fulfill, but actually you can. Depressed is different. Okay? If you self-proclaim, you are hurting other people. You are closing other people's chances to seek for their happiness, to reach out people about the pain that they've been through. This anxiety Bible is not just that. I've met a lot of them, and they are all been diagnosed with mental health issue. Do not self-proclaim. Okay, after this, we're gonna talk about the difference between mental health disease with the physical health disease. Okay, I make you a big range to open your eyes. Okay, so I don't remember what I said exactly before regarding mental health and physical health. Oh my god, my eyes. Okay, So, uh, something voice behind that. Okay, back to the story. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, why you want to see mental health different than physical health? Isn't it the same thing? Because physical health, like you can see your kidney, you can see your heart, you can see your a wound on your hand, but of mental health, you cannot see what's inside your brain. You cannot see how it's going on, but you are portraying the behavior, the symptom. When you reset the sense by your vein and all, you're sending the system inside your brain to behaving this way. Mental health is exactly the same thing. How physical health? There's no different. Why you want to judging them? It's still the same thing. If you can go to see a diabetic patient and you accept them inside your society, why you cannot accept those who having a mental health issue to believe in your society? There is no wrong. I've been living in society with people who have diabetes, kidney, heart, like what, SLE, what else? Cancer. I've been living with those people the whole of my life. And I'm also been living with the people who have mental health. And I see no different changes around my life. Everything's going the same. Little did you know that? As how you want to be this supportive for the cancer people, for the diabetic people. That's how you could contribute being supportive to the mental health patient as well. Be supportive to them. They would love to. You are actually helping them from becoming better. You are actually helping them from falling back to the relapse. You are helping them to see the next day. There is no wrong to become the more functional society around people. Becoming a mental health advocate, people who support mental health, is good. I know that when you, okay, let's say when you're sick, people give attention to you. Okay, right? So that's when, but why you want to self-proclaim about mental health? Because it is something that you cannot see. You can just fake it. You can just self-proclaim it. No one will question you about it. Right? Just something happens, something with that. So, like physical health, you have to run a test and you have the physical evidence. Like you have to go to the hospital to have the physical evidence to your body pain, right? But did you ever think that you also need a physical evidence and seek for professional to get the evidence? You still need evidence to prove that you have a mental health. I know becoming sick, getting attention, but that is not the way how you want to ask for attention by self-proclaiming yourself. I've seen with in front of my eyes someone who has a schizophrenia. He was in relapse, and people were saying like, this kid is problematic. Why we should focus on them? She's not even helping them himself. Little did you know that he actually fighting with himself, with him, inner him, to understand what is wrong with him. I even have cases of an autism kid who knows he has autism, but he couldn't understand what is wrong with them. He keep always coming to me and say, what is wrong with me, miss? I want to know what is wrong with me. Why am I different from the society? Why is the society like pushing me away? They are not self-proclaimed, but why the society is acting that way? Because of the people who self-proclaim. They're getting annoyed and just malas nak layan dah. They just, drama je tu, dia bukan ada pun. You see what you do when you self-proclaim yourself. You are putting other people in danger. Until it's too late, baru nak sedar. Like, susah kan kerja nanti? Tak susah ke kerja orang nanti? Susah. Why? So before we end our video for today, so there's a few things that I would like to puji to all Malaysian. This is good. When I was in the first year joining this psychology and counseling society, people views about mental health is not as strong as how we are nowadays. But in this year 2020, after I could say almost like 6 years to 7 years, I can see a lot of changes and acceptance in our country. People are more aware of those people who have mental health issue. And if you guys ever listen to this song called Sakit by Yoni Boy and Zinakal, I could see that's how actually people who have mental health issue is feeling inside. They don't figure it out. They couldn't figure out what's wrong with them. So we as a society, we should accept them and support them. The best we could do is words. Deliver our words beautifully. Deliver our words kindly. I know you are mad, but you could say something much more polite and supportive, like, what you did, what you did was wrong. I hope you're doing better and do not repeat, you don't repeat the same thing over like this again. And like I mentioned before, at the beginning of the closing, people nowadays are quite open and have awareness toward mental health. I would love you guys to keep it up, so we together as Malaysian could educate semua rakyat Malaysia tentang kesihatan mental dan betapa pentingnya kesihatan mental. Don't ever self-proclaim yourself. If you think you are not in good situation, if you couldn't reach, go to the hospital, psychiatric. I know in school you have counselor, and go seek for a counselor. And I hope, I pray, I beg to all counselors in Malaysia, especially school counselor, to not break the confidentiality and trust of your client. The reason why they want to talk. And what is your role as counselor? You know what you should do. Even though how the teachers or parents of students coming to you and ask what's wrong with her, don't ever break the confidentiality. They trust you. From right now, I want to break the stigma that not all counselors love to break the confidentiality. So those who counsel yang pernah buat break kerahasiaan klien anda, berhentilah sekarang. Jangan buat benda tu lagi. Mereka perlukan kamu punya hikmat. Kamu seharusnya bertanggungjawab. Lindungi mereka, bukan menyakiti mereka. Okay? And to all my fellow friends and our future counselor, I hope we can do better and better, especially in taking care of our client confidentiality. Keep it close to you, because our action might be affecting them. Their mental health is important too. They are going to face the day by day. They're going to end the school life, and what we did might affect to them. Be the one who's supportive. Not everyone could get supportive support, the good support at home. That's why they went to school. And to our Malaysian society, thank you for being open, and let's keep this good work going on. So, do not self-proclaim. Let's help each other. Diagnose yourself. Just Google it. You can find it. Diagnose yourself and live your life to the fullest. Okay? Annyeong! As the close-up, I would like to call all those people who have been diagnosed with mental health on the comment down below. What is your view? What is the message that you want to send to those who love so much to self-proclaim themselves? What do you want to say? How you feel? What do you want to say to them? So they would know that their action is not good. And I would like to apologize for the whole video if I said a wrong jargon, if I might sound judgmental. I apologize so much. I didn't mean to go on that way. I will improve myself better, and if you think that I could put much more thing in the video and could talk about more thing, do DM me on my social media or on my YouTube lah. So in the midst of RMO, I pray for you guys' safety, and to all the frontliner, I pray for you guys' safety, and I pray that to every single patient that you face, that yang buat ujian saringan tu, they will tell you the truth about the history and all, so you guys won't face much more trouble, and you know how to face it if it's become more worse. So in the midst of the situation right now, let's us as Malaysian work together. Kita jaga kita. Okay? Stay home, stay safe.